Hello, everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast as part of a Speckle report. This audio podcast as part of a Heighe Bedlam. This audio podcast as part of a Bedlam Plexar. This audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production. In this audio podcast, in part of peer-reviewed and published works from 2021, 2022, sort of the main points, and some reflective questions. So one of the main points, tackling health inequalities is pivotal is pivotal to improve the healthcare of healthcare service users in of healthcare service users where for example CKD is concerned. Point two, around sort of one of the main point, or the second main point. Nephrology practices should include educational support streams for healthcare service users and healthcare professionals to ensure excellence in practice. And point three, educational support should include should encourage involvement from healthcare service providers or healthcare professionals who are not typically patient or healthcare service user facing or patient facing. In around some of the CPD around the CPD sort of reflective questions. So number one, are you using or utilizing online portals or online spaces to improve healthcare service healthcare service user care? If so, how? Number two, point two, or quite one of the second reflective question is how can healthcare professionals or healthcare service providers and healthcare service users work together to improve a healthcare service users understanding in around CKD. And reflective question three is how does your team encourage integrated practices between pediatric and adult nephrology? That draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast as part of a Speckle report. This audio podcast as part of a Heighe Bedlam. This audio podcast as part of a Bedlam Plexar. This audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production.